No smart ass comment about my location today, Chris?
I'll be honest, I was too busy reading you that DM that I got that I wasn't really paying attention.
Every time we record, you're in a different room in your house, even though they're all the same room, just different angles.
I want to see. I think you need to reposition some of the helmets because the Bama one is a darker color. It gets lost behind you. You know, I would bring it up a little bit to a different.
Jalen Waddle helmet.
Yeah.
You think it's a coincidence? Yeah. You think it's a coincidence? I'll just replace the numbers every year because I'm guaranteed to love a Bama prospect every year, right? Like,
well, because they all go there. You see, so not only did they have the greatest recruiting class ever, where they got 10 of the top 50 prospects, Henry Teo from Tennessee transferred to Tennessee, to Alabama. Yeah, so he 5-star linebacker.
So, sorry, Joe. Go ahead. Finish what you.
No, I was just gonna say.
Come on, Chris.
Sorry. I can't see Joe. I thought he was done talking.
No. This is the part of the show where you guys can see each other, but I'm just like only audio. It's weird.
I was going to debut the new piece of the soundboard.
All right.
The teeth?
Yeah, here you go. I was crying when I cut it this morning. It's just so good. It's just so good.
That was that from the show?
Yeah, that was
That's
your
what
first.
It sounded like.
That's
I didn't
what
listen to today's show. I didn't listen back.
Thanks, appreciate that. That's what the first one sounded like. That was what the initial right out of the gate sounded like.
Wow, we got some good. We got some good questions already coming in.
We'll take takes tonight too. It's not just would you rather.
I mean, I title it "Would You Rather," but yeah, just throw whatever you want.
You know, we're getting so many good comments. I'm gonna pop open a watermelon mint spike seltzer, courtesy of our friends at Mighty Swell.
Mighty Swell. Oh, sippage and everything.
For audio tech. Maybe, Chris, you want to cut that one too? Put that one on the soundboard?
Listen, man, some of these sounds borderline inappropriate. I don't know how many of them I can go on the soundboard.
He takes me places.
Listen, hold on, where's that? Hold on, there you go.
He takes me to weird places.
There you go. What else you want? This one's good. This one's good.
I'm a boy.
I mean, that one's a good one. You want this one?
Ooh, wait.
I mean, what do you want here? This is what the soundboard
offers us. My Roadrunner impersonation from 2018.
Yeah, you ever hear what his Roadrunner impersonation was, Chris?
No, you just give me an episode and I'll go get it.
I don't know if we can.
I can tell you, it's week one. It was the Roadrunners. They were playing somebody notable in week one. So go look at the history of UTEP, UTSA. Look at the history of their games. And whoever they played in week one, I predicted them to win that game. And
this is in 2018.
Somewhere 17, 18, something like that. They played a notable opponent, and I thought it was going to be an upset.
You mean ASU in week one of the regular season?
Maybe.
They lost 49-7.
Bad. It wasn't a good pick, all right, but it was right there where I, for some reason, decided to sound like a Roadrunner.
My guy tried to do a Roadrunner impersonation, and it came out beep-a-da-bee.
Yeah, but maybe.
Oh man,
it's bad.
Oh man, do I have work for myself tomorrow?
Yeah, go comb through the catalog, see if you can find it.
You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go live if you guys are.
Let's do. Well, technically we're already live, but we'll just hit the button here.
What's better than this?
Nothing.
Guys being dudes here on the Draft Dudes podcast presented by Locked On. It's Joe Marino, Kyle Krabs, and Chris Schubert from the Draft Network. And we are here on this live episode of the podcast. Kyle, evening.
Hello. I have nothing else to add. I'm ready to go.
Well, Kyle, this would be a great opportunity for you to tell the wonderful listeners and viewers of the podcast some changes
to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, but it's not like it's more draft. So if you like
more content,
if you like us, which you probably do because you're here right now, or you just want to watch us be idiots, there's more draft dudes in your life. Kyle, tell the fine people.
Okay, so we are still on the Monday and Thursday recording split moving forward past this week, but it's not getting replicated in the podcast feed, which means this is now original content on the YouTube stream. So you guys are going to have different content to go back and listen to on the stream on Tuesdays and Fridays, which means it's approximately an extra hour of Draft Dudes in your week. We're excited for it. You know, I'm more dudes is a good thing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
He's got one off the soundboard.
so exclusive to YouTube is
Exclusive content.
Yeah, takes on takes. Would you rather? Whatever we do, we might have some fun interviews like we did with Jim Nagy,
Mhm.
but it won't be replicated in the podcast. So if you want to participate with us, you got to join us live YouTube, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, Mondays and Thursdays, and you get a different podcast on the following day. So it'd be different. Hopefully you guys are happy about that.
So would you rather tonight? Chris, you're at the helm on the comments.
Sure.
They are flying in.
Feels
I'm
weird.
seeing
I haven't.
Super Bowl takes. I'm seeing draft takes. So
There's a kitten on my porch right now, and I'm telling you, I'm feeling some kind of way about it. It's gray and white.
does it take you to weird places?
No. He takes me to weird places.
This is the second recording that we've done today where Joe has been
Completely
distracted
derailed by
by
something.
something that's
outside.
going on outside. It happened this morning, and you didn't hear that because it was edited out of the
Yeah,
show.
you would know. We were mid podcast, and Joe got up and excused himself for 5 minutes
Listen,
live on on the recording.
my wife knows that we record every morning 8 to 9. Probably not a good idea for the man who came to install the ceiling fans today to arrive at.
Why didn't you install the ceiling fans?
Brother, that's a good question. Have you seen this project? Do you think you can install ceiling fans?
I had to replace a valve in my shower last week.
Like
The handle
valve.
to turn like the water on.
Okay.
I turned it on and went to turn it off, and it didn't turn off.
That could have been a problem.
Yeah, so we had to turn the water off to the house. I had to go to Home Depot.
Wow.
Closed at 10. I left the house at 9:15. I didn't know if I was going to get there and find the part. Found it.
Wow. You got the
YouTube
right part the first time.
I did.
That's impressive.
Because you take the part with you to the hardware store.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I've brought stuff with me and still gotten the wrong thing before. So that doesn't mean anything. All right. Are we ready, gentlemen? I haven't pressed show comments in a long time. Feels like it's been like 3 weeks since
Welcome back.
We've done one of these shows here. So last week we were doing the Brinks.tv stuff. So, all right, let's start with some Super Bowl related stuff. Let's go with this one from Alfonso. Bucks with $28 million per over the cap. Who would you rather bring back? Gronk, AB, Levante David, Shaq Barrett, Sue, Godwin, and they'll save $14 million by cutting Smith. They also need $6.5 million to sign the rookie class.
Donovan Smith's $14 million cap hit, huh?
That's an obvious restructure. He had a good year. Obviously, Tom Brady doesn't move, so that's a good. Yeah. Here's the thing, man. They're all coming back.
All of them.
This is what Brady does, man. All of a sudden, he's taking pay cuts. Mike Evans is taking pay cuts. You go and you run it back. This team had so much fun this year. They have great coaching staff. They have great leadership. People want to be part of this, and I feel like a lot of these guys are going to come back. Sue's the wild card. We talked about him in the podcast today a little bit. He's the one that if I had to say he won't be back, it'd be him. But I got a feeling they're going to find a way to run it back. And, Bruce Arians doesn't want you to say that because he said that was the Chiefs' BS. They want to go for 2.
Yeah, so they're going for 2.
That's more of a BA style phrase as well. So I'm on board with that. All right, this one. Would you rather Kenneth Gainwell in the 4th round to the Steelers or Javonte Williams in the 2nd round to the Falcons?
Why can't it be for the same team?
There's a lot going on here.
Javonte in round 2 to the Falcons feels rich.
Oh, I like it, though. They haven't had a back like that, and they're going to need it with Arthur Smith there. They need Javonte Williams. Kenneth Gainwell has only played running back for 1 year.
Or they signed somebody in free agency.
Aaron Jones?
That's not a Derrick Henry type back.
No, but he's the bell cow. Who's the Derrick Henry type back in this year's free agency?
What about Chris Carson?
Oh, Kurt. Pulling up.
Okay.
You see Mike Clay did his free agent graph, which is the greatest thing that ever happens every year on Twitter.
What about James Conner?
Always hurt.
Okay, but the point is
Javonte Williams in the 2nd round.
With a top 35 pick, because that pick's like 34.
Leonard Fournette.
There you go.
But we just said everybody's going to be back in Tampa.
Lombardi, Lenny, let's go.
Said
Leonard doesn't count.
We
Mike
just said
Davis.
everybody's going to be back.
So.
Wayne Gallman. Just sign friggin' Wayne Gallman.
So are you out on Javonte Williams in round two?
That's what I would want. I would take Javonte Williams the second round, and I would prosper.
But
and I'd have a cheap
I'd
running
really
back.
like Javonte Williams to be on the board at 36.
Well, I'm sorry, sir.
All right, Chris, let's move on.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening to this in the podcast feed the next day, we promised the listeners in the pre-show that we would accept both takes and would you rathers here on the show since we hadn't done this in a little bit. So I'm going to put up a take from Dolphin Craze before he stops yelling in the chat. The Patrick Mahomes throw, where he was horizontal to the ground and launched at 30 yards perfect spiral, is the best throw in NFL history. Will go down as the best throw in NFL history. There's a part 2. Let me put it up. It was a crime that it was not caught. Discuss.
I feel weird bringing this up because I don't know if everybody saw it. But Russell Wilson against the Bills, he threw an incomplete pass that Tyler Lockett should have caught in the left corner of the end zone, and it was incomplete. And at the time, I said that's the best incomplete pass in NFL history. And I still think it was better than Mahomes' incomplete pass because of the degree of difficulty and the distance. But if nobody saw it, then it's really lame of me to bring it up. Crickets, great. Nobody saw it.
I do not feel comfortable declaring any incomplete pass as the greatest pass in NFL history. I'm out. I'm all the way out on the take.
Don't shortstops make throws like that all the time? Like they're horizontal to the ground?
Not all the time, but it's a routine.
Friggin' Rafael Furcal. You remember this guy?
Yeah, I loved. I actually have a fun fact. I have a Rafael Furcal signed cap somewhere upstairs.
That's the shortstop we went with in this spot was Rafael Furcal.
Well, because in my prime of
like out of all the shortstops we could have picked at that position,
you didn't pick the best Brave shortstop example. Could have gone with Andrelton Simmons. You know,
in my prime of watching baseball, Rafael Furcal was the shortstop for the Atlanta Braves, and that Joker made every play, every throw was perfect every time. And so, like, that's in my mind, that's the guy I associate with great throws from the shortstop position.
Chris, do you see J_Peg is in the comments?
Dude, did you see that we got grilled for not mentioning another Kevin Costner movie? This is a bit that just will never end for us. It will never end.
I love it.
Now it's Robin Hood that we didn't mention.
Do you want me to name the Kevin Costner movies I've seen? Because it's like Man of Steel and Waterworld and Draft Day. And Dancing with Wolves.
I have a confession to make. And I probably, this is one of those say less Joe moments, and I acknowledge that before I say it. The only Robin Hood movie that I've ever seen is the Disney one with the fox.
You haven't seen Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Never.
Oh, you got to branch out a little bit.
No, the only one I've ever seen is the one with the fox. So everything that I know about the Robin Hood story is in that Disney movie.
The Disney one?
All right, we're here. So, Joe, you brought this on yourself. This was from J_Peg. Would you rather work at a movie rental place for a decade and not watch The Bodyguard, or work at a Burger King and never eat a Whopper?
Oh, this is easy.
Not watch The Bodyguard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Movie rental is kind of fun. Like, people are pretty happy. They come in, they're going to plan out their night. You know, you're talking about movies, which is mostly pretty good. I mean, I told myself a long time ago, I never wanted to work at a restaurant, and I never did, and I never will.
Don't work in the food industry. I did it for like a year and I hated it. Yeah. I was a line cook. I was
really?
I was like 19, but like, yeah, I was a line cook for a year.
My favorite past job that Kyle has told me about was his when you said you worked for a landscape company.
Yeah, landscape company for a summer.
Something about seeing crabs out there with a weed whacker, you know, I can't put it together.
The big glasses, and you got to wear long sleeves so you don't get torched in the sun.
What's your weirdest job, Shoop?
Weirdest job,
or just like the one? You know, I worked at a movie store for 10 years. Kyle was a line cook and a weed or a landscaper.
You can call me a weed whacker. That's fine.
I worked one spring training for the Chicago Cubs team shop at their spring training park here in Arizona. It's probably the weirdest.
But that's not a weird. That's kind of
pretty cool. That's like a humble brag to me.
Yeah.
It really wasn't, because
this was
like peak Cubs fandom in terms of like them being good, and their fans are a little obnoxious. So it wasn't.
I had no idea how many diehard Kevin Costner fans there were.
Are we getting blown up?
I scrolled up a little bit. Bull Durham. Kevin Costner sucks. Somebody says Kevin Costner is a more lightning bolt topic than half the draft prospects.
Oh yeah, we've taken more crap over this Kevin Costner stuff than anything we've said about football.
Unbelievable. All right, let's play everybody's fun game. Draft dudes do math on the program. This one comes from Johnny. 20 teams will have a new starting quarterback next year, either to start the season or sometime in the middle. There will be a drastic quarterback shift.
So we have to find 13 incumbent starters that keep their jobs.
Yes, that is exactly what we need to do.
All right, let me take a drink.
That's a ludicrous number. That's
okay, hold on. Then let's play the scenario out, Joe. That's what we do on this show. I'm also going to take a drink before we do this.
I need a list of the teams.
All right, so I'm in the AFCs. Josh Allen.
He will be the starter the entire season. And by the way, Johnny, injuries don't count in this scenario. Okay, I'm gonna add something to your take. Injuries don't count. So Josh Allen's one. Okay.
Oh, Chris, make sure we come back to this one at 7:45 from Mitchell Lang then too. Later, not now.
Deshaun all year.
Oh, very good. I'll file that one away.
Yeah.
I'll file that one away.
Do we feel comfortable with anybody else in the AFCs besides Josh Allen?
No.
No, because I don't know who the starting quarterback in New England is going to be, but they would count as a team that has a new starting quarterback.
I'm going to sound like a fool when we get done with this.
Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger.
Lamar Jackson. Baker Mayfield. Joe Burrow. So we got 5.
Okay, we bounced back strong.
It was good for us.
Okay. No Jacksonville, no Indianapolis. Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Yep, Ryan Tannehill's good.
That's 6.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I forgetting in that division?
Houston.
Indy doesn't have a quarterback. Houston with Deshaun Watson.
Houston with Deshaun. Okay, so they're out. Okay.
We're not putting Deshaun on the list, so we're at 6.
No. Yeah.
So we're at 6.
Deshaun or Patrick Mahomes. Derek Carr.
He's
not going anywhere.
Stop. Here, hold on. Let me help you out here.
I'm not going to. So quit asking.
Okay, there you go. Justin Herbert.
So 9 in the AFC.
Whoa.
Yeah, get Locke out of here.
Okay, who's replacing Locke?
Somebody different.
They're not drafting.
He's going to get benched.
Guys.
No, but he's going to get benched. He's going to be hurt. He's never been a 16-game starter in 2 years. They start like 3-4 guys every year.
Chris said injuries don't count.
Injuries don't count, Joe.
But Drew is not trending in the right direction, and they bring anybody in there.
Yeah.
They pull the plug.
All right,
they have to have reasonable competition for him this year, and that player will start games this year.
Okay, so we have 9 before we've even gone to the NFC.
Correct.
This is not good. All right.
So we need 4 more. Aaron Rodgers.
What? Yeah. Okay.
Who starts in the North? What is this?
I'm just trying to get to 4 so we can move on with our day here.
Russ.
Oh.
Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson,
Kyler Murray.
We got one more.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Done.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
Easy.
I was nervous after the East. All right.
Yeah, we go 1 for 4 in the first division. It's like, well, shoot. Here we go.
Okay. So because of that, I don't have one particularly ready to go. We'll get this one from Halil's Real Football Talk. Trey Lance is the most upside of all quarterbacks and maybe all prospects in this whole class.
Shut it down. That's bad take. Bad take. Trevor Lawrence is in this class.
Where's the poop hat,
physical
Joe?
upside? Where's your poop hat?
In a box somewhere in the garage, all right?
So go out the garage.
This is unbelievable, man.
You don't know what it's like to unpack an entire house with a 1-year-old. It's impossible. And we're in peak scouting report season. So I'm telling you what, if I'm not sleeping, I'm scouting. And if I'm not scouting, I'm with my daughter. So the unpacking opportunities are few and far between.
I accept your answer.
All right. I got the
back to Trey Lance. The best part is that made the move, but the poop hat, which is just bigger by design, is lost somewhere. Like that's unbelievable to me.
The concern is that all the boxes that said Joe's office, they have one unpacked. So it is in a
Oh, somebody put it in the wrong box.
Right.
Somebody was trying to be helpful and put it in the wrong box.
My mother-in-law, love her, but man, she had some weird packing situations.
Just take stuff and throw it in, and we'll worry about it when we get there.
Brother, when she picked up the medicine cabinet 12 days before we moved, and I needed some Tylenol, probably not her best choice. But she had the presence of mind to leave out the Tums, but the pain reliever, no.
It's just a great point. Not having the poop hat is a poop hat moment.
It's true.
Actually, it's because it's been like 3-4 weeks by now.
Hey, can I follow up on this take?
Sure.
I kind of don't want to argue too hard with Trey Lance having the best physical upside of the quarterbacks. I can get behind him having the best physical upside, best total athlete. Trevor Lawrence is a much more polished quarterback. But is it a stretch to say that Trey Lance is a better athlete and hence has better physical upside?
It's not that bad. It's fine.
Chris, can you put this one from Kyle the Commish up? Because since Joe is the ACC guy.
Sure. This one about Quincy Roche.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Question for that. Quincy Roche, is he a round 3 guy like Kyle suggested with his mock? I thought he would be higher round 2, maybe even round 1.
No, Roche is tough to forecast because I think he's a really polished pass rusher, and I really like his diversity of how he can win and his vision. But he's 240 pounds, like maybe 235, 240, and he's lean. He's a smaller pass rusher. I don't think he has great length. So he's got an incomplete skill set when you forecast him to the next level. And I think this group of pass rushers is really, really, really deep. And I think it's a disqualifier that can push him down the board. So could I see him being a, top 50 pick, top 64 pick? Yeah. But can I see him sliding to 3rd round? Yeah, I can.
It's kind of he's this year's example of like that speedy, bursty, bendy edge rusher off the edge that like outside realm loves those players much more than what the actual NFL does.
And he's not Burns, he's not like long and lean like that. He's not. So,
right. So I wanted to get him higher. I did want to get him in round 2, but it's just like, as I was going through and trying to find scheme fits and stylistic fits, and he just kind of slid a little bit. So he ended up sliding in early round 3.
Think about Zach Bond, but less of a clean projection to playing off ball, and Bond went top of the 3rd.
Good. Bond's tape was so good.
The pass rush tape, like in terms of just a lot of different ways he can beat blocks, that type of like physical package, but you knew Bond could play off the ball. Yeah, right. I don't think Roche has never done that. So I get it.
This one from Trevor has a hashtag that I don't know if it's something I'm missing or if this is something new we need to develop for the show.
No.
The Jets decide to trade out of the number 2 pick. Which team would you rather see be voracious to trade up? Atlanta, Washington, Carolina, or San Francisco? With the hashtag new vocabulary for Joe.
Welcome back, Trevor.
This is our guy, every Trevor ever. Is that
brother? It's been a minute since I've heard
seen
from
you in a while.
He used to bring us a crazy word every week.
So this is a brand. This is a brand.
It is.
Okay, that's what it felt like.
Yeah. And shout out to Trevor. I hosted 1 hour of Charlotte Sports Radio, 610 WFNZ The Fan. And it happened to be, I went live for my first ever hour of hosting radio. They hired Joe Brady literally 10 minutes before I go on the air. So
I remember this. You called me from the car. You were like, what the hell do I do?
The hell? I had a script. I had a whole plan. You know what I mean? Like I put a lot of time and prep into this.
Yeah, welcome to Sports Radio, my friend.
The whole thing was hijacked. I'm like, I'm in Charlotte and they just hired Joe Brady. This is massive. And don't you know, 15 minutes after I got off of the radio, Luke Kuechly retires. So, brother, let's just be glad that didn't happen while I was, because I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy to create that moment in Charlotte. You know what I mean? That's not me. I'm not going to be the one.
Favorably on Kuechly's legacy in Carolina, and no.
A random voice in the Charlotte market's not the guy to capture that moment. So thankfully that escaped me. But Trevor, long story short, Trevor called. He was one of the callers that day into the program, and it was really cool to hear from him. So thank you for doing that, Trevor. So
you didn't answer the question.
No, I didn't. I still have to read it because I was just excited to hear from the guy. The Jets, etc.
He's reading it to himself.
Be helpful if I knew what voracious meant.
See, this is why it's new vocabulary for Joe, because he doesn't know anything. It's like super hungry.
Having a very eager approach to an activity is
sounds like you looked up a definition there.
Yeah, I did. It's not new vocabulary for Chris.
My keyboard's vocabulary up here, so I didn't look anything up.
No, Kyle, you have advanced in further levels of education than I did, so I expect you to know these words. All right, so Atlanta, Washington, Carolina. I think it's Carolina. They were willing to give up 8 for Stafford. And I feel like all of the messaging from the building has been, we need to be aggressive to get a quarterback. So I think it would be Carolina would be my pick there.
All right, we're gonna have to do this, Kyle. Well, I'm pulling it out of the library here. I have to just find it because Mitchell put it up there. But we're gonna settle this right now.
He dropped it again like 3 minutes ago.
He did. Yeah, he's extremely eager, and we'll settle this. And boy,
He's
is this,
voracious to have this take read on the show.
he is. He absolutely is. And I love when we put Joe in spots like this. Take in particular is going to put him in because this is going to be fun.
He has no idea.
No idea. Would you rather be a Jedi Master or an Avenger?
Joe?
Are
Joe,
the
you go
Ninja
first.
Turtles part of the Avengers?
Jesus Christ.
No, they're not.
Batman. Wait,
Nope.
okay, so Jedi is Star Wars.
Batman. He said Batman.
I know the Avengers are. Listen, Iron Man. He's an
He
Avenger.
takes me to
That is
weird
an
places.
Avenger. That is an Avenger. That's correct.
The Hulk, is he an Avenger?
He is an Avenger.
He is, yes.
Captain Planet.
What?
Captain America. Jesus.
Yes, Captain America is an Avenger. Yes, Jill.
He
All
said
right.
Captain Planet.
So I don't want to be the Star Wars thing. I tried to watch one show of that and it was bad. So give me the Avengers. I at least liked Iron Man.
I'm weeping.
I gotta stop. This is and I knew it earlier when I said this is a say less Joe moment, and I'm just compounding my problems here.
Oh man.
I want to be Captain Planet.
I don't know. I think Batman's funnier than Captain Planet. It's close though.
Which ones? And then there's the Avengers, and there's who are they? Marvel and the Avengers.
Yes,
They're
that's
they're
correct.
against each other, and there's the Justice League.
Oh no, it's Marvel versus Capcom. I think is what you're thinking of.
See, I've seen these.
Well, no, you said it was Marvel versus the Avengers. Marvel is the Avengers.
Yeah, like Marvel is the Avengers. The Avengers are Marvel.
So what? Which one's Batman?
DC Comics.
DC
Oh
Comics.
God, I'm out.
You were close.
I didn't know there was a third division of this.
We're not talking like they're NFL divisions, man. They're three different things.
Say less, Joe.
I would rather be an Avenger.
Give me the Jedi Master all day long.
The Jedi are flawed, though.
You're really going to come at me with the argument that the Jedi are flawed? And
We're not opening this can of worms.
I'm just
today on
saying,
the show.
but you're coming at me with the Jedi are flawed, and you're picking the Avengers.
Well, I would be with Tony and sign the Sokovia Accord. I'd be fine.
Oh, so you're a heel Avenger, is what you are.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Good. All right. We have to get ourselves back on track after
Football.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Football.
Oh, this one's fun. This one's a blast. This one comes from Bill. Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Tua as your quarterback going forward?
Tua. Joe.
Tua.
To take you guys a second there. So there was some hesitation.
There was not.
There was some hesitation there.
I would rather have Deshaun Watson over both. Spicy take there.
Wow, can't believe you would say that. Okay, let's find another one here, more football related.
How about AFED here? I've seen this one come through 4 times.
This one?
Yeah, he wants this one read real bad.
Listen,
I want to reward the tenacity. He's voracious to have this take read on the show.
A top 4 quarterback in this 2021 draft class will be the biggest bust in NFL history.
I think
the
only way this happens is if it's Trevor Lawrence at 1.
Yeah. And we're talking, who is the biggest bust in NFL history? Is it Jamarcus Russell?
It's up there.
I mean, because I think you have to be the number 1 overall pick.
Probably.
Well,
I know Mendarich was a big bust.
checking on something real quick before I put this out here to make sure that I'm not making this up.
Cross-check your stats.
Yeah, I mean, he was the number 2 pick, but Ryan Leaf.
No.
Yeah, I mean, because he was billed as like equivalent to Peyton Manning.
Right, the narrative and hype around a guy matters in this conversation.
And that's not really it's I wouldn't get behind Ryan because if Peyton Manning didn't go on to be a first ballot Hall of Famer who rewrote the record books during his active playing career, would we be so hard on Ryan Leaf? Because he was held in regard side by side with a guy who went on to be the second greatest of all time.
I mean, according to his Wikipedia page, an episode of NFL Top 10 ranked him as the number 1 draft bust in NFL history. So maybe I'm not as wrong as you think I am.
Okay.
I think that's fair, Kyle, because Jamarcus Russell, I think everyone was a little nervous about all the time, right? Where Leaf, like you said, he did. Like there was people that thought he was a better prospect than Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of there's a whole lot of hollow, empty delivery when it comes to him. Russell, I don't think we're that surprised. I think it is Ryan Leaf.
Can we? What do you have? Some good, Chris?
I had one, but if you have another one, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to know if we wanted to talk real quick on Orlando Brown Jr. to kind of bring the show to a close. That's kind of an interesting storyline that's developing.
I am a left tackle.
I respect it. My question is, what if the Dolphins ring you up?
Well, Austin Jackson and Orlando Brown can't play left tackle.
Right, but you're going to play left tackle for a left-handed quarterback? Do you want to be a blindside protector, or do you want to be a left tackle?
Oh, that's a
see
good
that's
angle.
An interesting player.
I didn't
right?
consider that. Wow, that's
Right?
very good, Kyle. Very good take.
Why? Okay, let's go back a little bit. Why does he care? Does he feel like there's a difference between pay in left and right tackles?
He said it wasn't about money. He said it was his father and his legacy, and his father told him he was going to be left tackle. I remember he said something about, he posted like his dad told either his junior high or youth coach or whatever it was that like, if he can't play left tackle, just have him play defense.
Been playing right tackle for a while now.
He has, but I think he's ready to, he had a chance to play left tackle. I think he's shown he can do it. So he's probably ready to live up that legacy.
Don't we have a little bit of concern about Orlando Brown not with the Ravens? Because I do. I like Orlando Brown. I think he's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a scheme that's perfect for him.
I would agree.
You can ask him to vertical set a ton?
It has to be the right fit. But that kind of gets into, what do you trade for a high-value tackle who's 24, 25 years old? His cap hit next year is going to be $920,000. Granted, it's a contract year, but he can play both sides of the line. He wants to play left tackle. Like, what's the trade value for that player?
Tunsil went for good God. What did he go?
It was 2 1s and a 2 plus players.
Is that where we start the conversation?
No, can't be.
Why?
Because he's not to that caliber of a player.
Are we sure?
I believe so.
Okay, so maybe it's not 2 1s plus a second in players. Maybe it's just 2 1s.
I don't even think it's 2 1s. I think it's a 1+ is the value.
He's a left tackle. If you think he's a star left tackle,
you just got done saying that he's in a perfect scheme fit. So half these other teams,
I acknowledge that, but teams are weird.
Name one team you think would be comfortable giving 2 first-round picks for Orlando Brown Jr.
I don't know because that's a lot. I just draft somebody.
Well, yeah, that too. But I think the tackle class also cuts down on this. So this is going to be a challenge for Orlando Brown Jr. because he and his representation have been given permission to seek a trade. So he's going to have to go out and find somebody who wants to cough up a price that's going to make Baltimore move on the deal in a deep tackle class.
That's what I'm saying. If you're the Chargers, just pick Darisaw at 14. We had Eichenberg and Jenkins and Cosme and all these guys are going in the 20s in our mock drafts. You still have Raduns in the second round.
So if I'm a player who's interested, I'm not offering a first-round pick.
Heck no.
No, if I'm Jacksonville at 33, maybe.
Yeah, you can have 33. Are they going to trade him? And they probably would. That'd probably be a good fit for him. And they have the capital.
But does Baltimore take that deal? Do you take 33 overall? You're going to need more pick. How many more picks are you going to need on top of it? But it's like, I don't know that we started this conversation at 2 1s plus. If they think they're going to sniff that, if Ronnie Stanley was up, maybe
they just paid him.
Right.
Here's an year to be doing this, man. It's not a good year to do it. Plus, Taylor Oton free agent.
Jonathan K. If I'm the 49ers, I trade McGlinchey and a 2.
Why?
McGlinchey had a bad year.
Why would you do that?
McGlinchey did have a bad year. I'll give him that.
You want Orlando Brown for your wide zone rushing attack?
Yeah, it's not a good fit in my opinion either. But I just think it's interesting that perhaps that's the path.
Trent Williams, Taylor Moton, Darrell Williams, Alejandro Villanueva. Those are your best tackles.
Washington should offer a 2 and one of their 3s from Braden.
Yeah.
But that's like Trent Williams. Speaking of Trent Williams got traded for a 5 and a future 3.
Ooh, do you see guilty as charged? Look at that.
Mike Williams and a 2.
That's exactly the receiver Baltimore needs.
And the Chargers, that's a top 50 pick.
Mhm.
Rahul, who I know confirmed, one of our Euro friends, is a Colts fan, should offer 21. So did you see what they were offering for Wentz?
Yeah.
We're going to get off the rails
84.
here.
Yeah.
It was 53, was it 84? And then next year's 2?
2. Yeah.
So two 2s and a 3 for Carson Wentz. Howie, what are you waiting for? Take the deal.
Well, because here's what's not an option for Howie is him staying. Wentz can't play for the Eagles anymore.
The ship has sailed at this point.
So you're getting that one from Chicago, but now everyone knows what Indy's offered. If I'm Chicago, I'm like, yeah, we're not going to give you our first round pick.
It's not on the table.
Why'd you wink?
It's not on the table.
Oh, sorry. I didn't read between the lines there.
So Indy's best offer is 2 2s and a 3. You're not going to get a better offer than that from Chicago.
Plus, you get him out of the conference.
Who cares about getting him out of the conference?
Yeah, but do you want to run into that? I mean, in the playoffs, if you can't trade him to the Bears and then lose to the Bears in the playoffs with
right, but you'd also know how to beat him better than anybody else in the league. It's not Tom Brady. Come on, it's, and they ran him into the ground, so it's their own damn fault to a certain degree. But it's Carson Wentz. So Jonathan K., our 49ers fan, putting together trade package. Jimmy G and a 3rd for Wentz is a max offer. I don't think another quarterback moves the needle for San Francisco, to be honest, or for Philadelphia, to be honest with you.
They're happy with Hurts. Like they're like, let's give him the year.
I don't think they'd be necessarily in play to jump up in this year's draft, even though they're at 6. I think they'd kind of like to roll with it. I think it's interesting that you kind of got the impression that they made their coaching hire with Wentz in mind, and now all of a sudden, like, it snowballed to the point where Wentz is gone.
It's funny how many iterations of Andy Reid can we plug around the NFL, and Nagy's one spot. We've got Frank Reich in Indy, Sirianni's now.
And who are the teams? Who are the teams that were reported today have called for Darnold too?
Washington, Carolina, and Indy, I believe, are the 3 teams.
We got to do this as an updated show concept. The landing spots for all these guys.
There's a lot going on.
If you get one wrong, one.
Yeah, the whole thing's going to be off.
Yeah. The house of cards comes tumbling down.
That's like our mock draft strategy in April. When it comes time to do like the predictive mock drafts, right? You get
throw it out 17 times.
We have so many people who have resources that can give us like bits of information, but putting all the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle together are impossible because you sit down and it's like, well, I heard this, but then so-and-so also does this. So if I go this way, but then it flips, then I'm going to have like 5 picks in a row that are automatically ruined.
The offensive tackles last year, remember? It was like, where do they go? And if you get one wrong, you're done.
Yes.
We knew which teams were going to take them. It was so obvious.
Yep. But when does the run start? And how
did you have Thomas to Gettleman? Because you called that like in January.
Yes. I took a video clip of Gettleman talking at the end of the season last year. And he was talking about how 6 or 7 of the top 8 rushing teams in the NFL were in the playoffs, still in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And I just quote tweeted and said, Andrew Thomas at 4 in Sharpie.
And so you did for your final mock?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and it
good
was
job.
like 4 months later, and like that's how.
Of course, I
that's
think
the
I
way
had
it
him
went.
going Wirfs.
So
Punks.
it's
It's the stuff that
worst.
sours you, man. You
Worst.
know?
You hold a grudge against the Giants for years because they ruined your mock draft.
Well, unfortunately, so has every other team.
Every other team. That's
I have
true.
not correctly mocked any team
The
every
year
year.
the year you won the Huddle Report, though,
Mhm.
was because you nailed down both
Mahomes and
Mahomes to
Watson.
the Chiefs and Watson to the Texans.
Yep, and I made one big pivot. Like I had it done, and then I made one last minute change, and it shifted both of those destinations, and it worked out.
Meant to be.
Congratulations, Joe. That was good. That was a good year.
Chris, you were there that night when
I
we
was.
found out.
I
Joe
was.
like ran out in the hallway.
Yeah, it was. He was pumped.
You ever see Joe? I'm expecting it's gonna be no, but I'm gonna ask anyway before we sign off. You ever see Vegas Vacation?
The Lampoons, National Lampoons.
Yeah.
No.
Chris?
No, sorry.
Oh my God! There's a scene where Chevy Chase is in the casino and this guy's sitting there and they're doing like the number raffles across the top where he's got his ticket. And the guy wins. Like he wins the raffle and he goes, I won the money. The money is mine. And then like he like goes off the deep end or whatever. And like I think he like locks up as though like he was dead. And Chevy Chase was like checking to see if he was still alive. And then he comes back to life. I won. So that was like Joe when he won the Huddle Report. Guess you had to be there.
Yeah, you were pretty
Sorry,
excited
guys.
that night. Yeah,
I was
sorry.
excited. I think the fun part about that was I wasn't really thinking about it, and then all of a sudden my Twitter blew up with people
Well, right,
saying,
because we had that was our first career live stream from start to finish that night.
Was that? Hold on, real quick. Was that the Solomon Thomas year?
Yes.
"Yes,
That was the year of my.
was that your fault?
That
your
was my.
fault,
That was
too?
my infamous blunder. Yeah.
That was fun.
Do we want to tell that story real quick? Before
No,
we
we
get out of here?
don't.
Okay.
We'll save that for another night. We're done here, and I'm totally fine with it. I don't want to relive that moment anyway. Maybe that can go on next week for one of our original programming live streams. So you get 5 episodes of Draft Dudes in your podcast queue, plus 2 original content live streams Mondays and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Draft Network YouTube. So hit the notifications button so that you get your notification, your push notification when we go live on Mondays and Thursdays. Come hang out, jump in the comments section. We always love interacting with you guys. We had a great comment section popping off tonight. We hope to see you next week. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Kyle Krabs, Joe Marino, Chris Schubert, signing off. Thanks as always for listening to the Draft Dudes podcast.